What's up, squad? Back with another video. Y'all seeing the titles going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it in the title. Definitely insane. Definitely insane. If y'all haven't checked it out, I did post a video for the first time of Mamdani. Putting him on my channel for the first time, and definitely as I got to learn and see who he is, and see what he's for. Definitely an individual that I can't really say that I'm surprised New York is liking, voting for and wanting as mayor. But I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show y'all a few things. There's a lot of stuff that we do have to cover today about this. But I want y'all to check it out right here of what he said about the police.
We need to defund these institutions. And I say that as somebody who has grown up in this city, who has seen what these cops can do, and who has seen the ways in which that police have been integrated into every part of our lives, that we had them in our high schools, that we had them in our middle schools. We do not need police to be in these places. They do not create safety. Wow. We need to take this money, defund the NYPD, and refund the people.
See, and one thing about this that I truly don't understand is that there has been, this year alone, I will talk about, on how many shootings, have occurred, especially, within schools and stuff, especially, past years, of course. But seeing on how many shootings, I literally just got an alert. Twice, actually. It's downtown Indianapolis. Literally 1 minute ago, and the other notification says now. It says here, report of a man entering residence with a weapon. And then it says, resident struck by gunfire. Crime scene stretches into the street after shooter opened fire in the neighborhood. It is 6:15 in the evening, y'all. That just goes to show you right there a prime example. And I know this is New York City, but this is especially, within it being in New York City, on how bad, these cities are becoming, in these different states. It's definitely wild. And for a person that wants to defund the police, especially within schools, this is the exact reason on why, I have, our 4-year-old. We have a 2-year-old as well, and should be starting soon. But while they're homeschooled, because it's been pretty wild, And then you have individuals like this, that obviously want, bad and want worse for our kids. When I look at this is what I see. When I see individuals like him and speaking on, the things that he's saying, and I see that they obviously want, bad for our children. And I do not like that. You got here President Trump just ended Zohran Mamdani's career. Literally. Check it out.
Look, the Mandani thing is it's a disaster waiting to happen. We can't have a communist in charge of a great, supposedly free enterprise, kind of a representative city. So I think it's, if you have a communist mayor, I think it's going to be very tough for him and for the city.
Do you think he should have posted something like this so close to the election?
Oh, I think it's a shame that that particular man is endorsing him and very friendly with him. You can see there's a relationship. He blew up the World Trade Center, right?
And Mr. President,
didn't the man you're talking about blow up the World Trade Center? And he's friends with Mandani?
That's wild.
Sticking with New York City, you've talked about
That's absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. I'm not even gonna lie. Absolutely wild. And it's crazy to me. This is what's so crazy to me. Obviously being friends, but what's crazy to me is that there are people that are wanting this guy for mayor. Like I'm truly confused by it. Says here, Mandani isn't just communist. He's also inexperienced. Listen to him talk here when asked how he deal with President Trump sending the National Guard. Check out what he says, and it's completely all talk, word salad. Check it out.
You've said that you would fight him in court, that you would lawyer up and try to fight back. But can you really stop, armored vehicles from rolling down Canal Street with lawyers?
What we would do in running the city is first to actually take this administration to court, and to do so immediately as opposed to being pressured into it. We would follow the example that we've seen across this country, where you have Democratic leaders like Mayor Michelle Wu, who respond to these kinds of pronouncements with the answers that they deserve. When the president said that he was going to take away World Cup hosting responsibilities from Boston, she responded to it as it should be responded to, which is that this is ridiculous. This is a violation of agreements that have already been signed. And it's important for New Yorkers to know that they have someone who's actually standing up for them. And finally, we will have an NYPD that is working to deliver the public safety of New Yorkers, as opposed to wondering whether we're going to have a mayor who's going to go on Fox News and say, opening up.
This is exactly what you do when you don't have much to say. This is the same person that just said he wants to defund the police and he doesn't like police officers, this, that, and the other. That he's now saying that they're going to have police officers, the NYPD, for safety. So when it comes to individuals like this, all you hear is lies. You know, obviously when I see the videos of him speaking and saying this, nothing but lies. Nothing but lies.
The door to civil enforcement of ICE's mandate. I've said time and again, while I have fundamental disagreements with President Trump on a wide variety of issues, if he wants to get on the phone to talk about anything that would be to the benefit of New Yorkers, I will always pick up, I will always have that conversation. What marks me as distinct from Andrew Cuomo or Eric Adams is I won't be having a conversation at the expense of New Yorkers. I won't be having a conversation about myself. And so that means you're ready to fight in public if necessary, but you're ready to pick up the phone in private as well, because what New Yorkers really want is results, and that's what I'll be focused on.
I'm not gonna lie, he don't want to do that. He don't want to do that with President Trump. One thing about it, and this is no glazing or nothing. This is me just speaking straight facts. That's one thing that you do not want to do. You know, and obviously, from the looks of things, he's already on President Trump's radar. Says Zohran Mamdani says that as mayor, he will not let ICE arrest illegal aliens. This is what Trump has to say about that.
Mr. President, your beloved New York City may well be led by a communist soon, Zohran Mamdani, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zohran Mamdani.
Well, then we'll have to arrest him.
And just like that, y'all know I can't play the music. But this is one thing that I love, you know, when it comes to President Trump, is that he's quick with it, straightforward, and that's exactly why, again, people are turning to President Trump and why people voted and support President Trump to this day. I'm telling y'all, one thing that I've actually learned, you know, from, you know, Zohran Mamdani is that he thinks that and this is, you know, obviously, he thinks that he's above the law. He thinks that, you know, he's an individual that is and I don't want, you know, people to take this the wrong way, but untouchable. You know what I mean? He thinks that he's that, and he thinks that he's that guy, and he's not. You know, but again, we gonna later see. Says here, and I want to bring this up, is 2 million illegal aliens removed and counting. There has been over 527,000 deportations and 1.6 million voluntary deportations. So, you know, when you're having, you know, individuals like him saying that this isn't going to happen and that's not going to happen, trust and believe it's going to happen. And it's happening now. I'm telling y'all, it's happening as we speak. But y'all got here breaking. It says here to get Zohran Mamdani deported. Says here from Andy Ogles, urgently informs AG Pam Bondi that Mandani might have committed a federal crime if he did not disclose during the naturalization that he praised terrorist, which is, I'm telling y'all, pretty wild. Definitely pretty wild. I'm gonna play a couple clips. I'm gonna play a couple clips for y'all, just so y'all can, because we got a lot of stuff to cover, and obviously, you know, they're saying it in plenty of these clips. I read a couple to y'all, but it says here, Mandani could very well be made mayor in New York City in less than 2 weeks, and we have no time to waste. Says, if we do not deport Mandani for breaking real laws, we can save New York and take back our country from the Marxists who want to reduce America to a third world wasteland. Says here, I 100% agree with Andy Ogles and wish Zohran was caught sooner. One thing about it is that I do too as well. You know, I don't know, we may disagree, we may agree on this, but one thing about it, you know, one thing about it is that I wish that they, would have caught it sooner. But one thing about it is that I'm glad they caught it, regardless. I'm glad they caught it, and they're pushing, to, stop, this from happening and getting him, deported. Y'all got it here saying that Randy Fine just officially urged for Zohran Mamdani's denaturalization and deportation process to begin. Says here that the barbarians aren't at the gate. They are inside, denaturalize, and deport. So, again, in the works of, making this happen. And one thing about it is that they do need to make this happen. Again, I've been thinking about it all this time. I definitely been thinking about it all this time that nonstop as I'm looking at, all of this information, I'm still wondering to this day. Y'all know, if y'all didn't check out the video yesterday, please check it out too. I literally saw how bad, things have gotten in New York. Y'all know that I gave that story out. I gave this story out, a couple few years ago, about seeing what's happened, with illegal aliens, in New York and stuff like that, and seeing how bad it was. And now seeing how bad it is, and then even people even voting and wanting a mayor for this man to be mayor, it's completely insane to me. Like, I truly do not get it. I truly don't get it. This is the same guy who obviously they want as mayor. Check this video out right here.
Sharia law.
What is Sharia law? Yes.
You denounce it, though. I'm asking you.
I am running for mayor.
I know, but I'm asking you. That's the point. If you're going to run for mayor, you have to denounce it. Do you denounce that?
What is Sharia law?
I come from a political tradition Donald Trump describes as the enemy within. We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
He said this. Hold on, bro. This is wild.
Make this state in the image of our people.
To make this state the image of our people. Let me tell y'all something. Why? The thing is that, and I always talk about this topic, when it comes to race, when it comes to, this whole color thing, because I always talk about it, within, my family members and, different individuals. And it's like, as much as, you have the left always, saying that this individual is racist, this individual is this individual is that, I find it completely insane that they continue to say things as he just stated. I want to play this again for y'all.
To remake this state in the image of our people.
Like, I put out these videos so people can understand on who, like, my thing is, this is my thing. I don't know if these individuals aren't paying that much attention. Are they that much in denial? But these individuals are truly showing y'all for who they are. I literally just seen the mayor of Chicago, y'all. The mayor of Chicago on how he feels, about the people in Chicago. On how he truly feels, how he puts the illegal aliens first. Like, I don't get it. And people still supporting that. People still in the audience cheering on. Y'all voting for this? Like, I'm just confused.
Police think about Zohran, because I know that's like a little contentious.
What they think. You're a city employee. You get told what to do. Shut up. When did you get an opinion?
Again, this individual is literally showing, and his team is literally showing on who he truly is. Literally showing on who he truly is, y'all. Y'all remember again, if y'all watched that video yesterday and we was, talking about, his aunt. I don't know if y'all remember that. For the ones that did, and for the ones that have seen this video, it has come out that it wasn't his aunt. At this point, I don't even think the story was true. But long story short, he's saying that his aunt basically was afraid to wear her hijab. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I apologize. But was afraid to wear it because of 9/11. Not only did he say that, he didn't even acknowledge the victims' families, anything about 9/11. Seeing how you're trying to be, again, this is why I'm so confused on why people in New York are supporting this man. I'm telling y'all, bro, this is insane. Check it out.
Yes, I was speaking about my aunt. I was speaking about Zehra Fouy, my father's cousin, who sadly passed away a few years ago. And for the takeaway from my more than 10-minute address about Islamophobia in this race and in this city to be the question of my aunt tells you everything about Andrew Cuomo and his inability to reckon with a crisis of his own.
So, again, his cousin. It just brings, and not to mention, again, if y'all watch that video, it was a lot more information on what I'm talking about. His aunt wasn't even around before 9/11 happened, when 9/11 happened, or even after 9/11 happened. So again, it's becoming familiar. A lot of the left does this. We just seen Kamala do it. We see Jasmine Crockett do it. We see OLC do it. You see individuals do this. It's nothing but lies. They come up with these stories. They come up with these stories of where they live, who they're relatives with, to make them look good. Because, again, sadly, and I'm not trying to make any type of excuse, there's a lot of people that actually don't pay attention. They actually don't pay attention. They put out what they would like people to hear. Just like the whole speech he had about having childcare free and individuals getting money and him. That's what they hear. They don't actually see what's truly going on. People like him is complete liars, as y'all can see. People like this individual is complete liars, bro. And that's what people don't get. I'm telling y'all. His House Republicans are now pushing to denaturalize Zohran Mamdani and possibly deport him because of issues with his citizenship form. So one thing about it is that they're pushing to do this. And I'm here to see it all happen. And I'm sure all y'all are too. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.